Start the intro.
Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold. Quick to put a dude in this place, he out cold. With a tombstone, grapple the waist, get laid flat. Can't escape, nowhere to go, the cage match. It's on now, when I spot him, it's no problem. Everybody stone cold till they hit with the rock bottom. Sharpshooter, I won't miss him like Bret Hart. Like Al Snow, they gon' need him a head start. I just might catch a better body than Mickey James. Get acquainted with the name, we bringin' the pain. Like Kane in the ring, all I see is red. Paul era, Undertaker, I can see the dead. John Cena putting hands in your face. Ted DiBiase, keep a milli on the waist. B2TF, better stay in your place or get smacked down, play it safe. What you talking about?
Welcome to another episode of Boot to the Face here live on YouTube and all your favorite podcasting platforms. I am one half of your mom's favorite tag team, Chris Rucker, along with my co-host EJ Reed, and we are here to talk the world of professional wrestling. EJ, how's it going?
Man, I can't complain. How you doing?
Doing well. Anything exciting happened this weekend besides SummerSlam?
Nah, man, I just sat back, chilled, watched the shows. Almost broke my finger yesterday, but that was during the week.
You gotta spit on that thing first, DJ. Can't just go jamming your finger in there. You gotta lube it up first.
It wasn't that type of party, unfortunately. But yeah, just be cautious when you're at the gym. Don't slam 70-pound weights on your hand.
Damn. Did it actually hit you?
Oh yeah. Like my finger's still pretty swollen. Thought I broke it. I may have fractured it. I don't know.
Oh, you haven't even went to get an x-ray or anything?
Nah, not yet. I might go tomorrow. I still can't make a closed fist, but it's still better than it was yesterday when it happened. Been icing it, you know. I try to avoid the express care or doctor's care as much as I can, but you know, push come to shove. You know, I gotta do what I gotta do.
You sound like the lady in the other room over here. She hit her head the other day, and at her job, you know, she works with a lot of doctors and shit like that, and one of the nurse practitioners was like, "It sounds like you got a mild concussion." I'm like, "Maybe you should go get the shit checked out. It's been like 3 days." She's like, "Maybe in a couple days." And I'm like, "You might be dead in a couple days." Like, take your ass to the doctor.
Yeah, you don't mess with like any type of head trauma or anything. So if it was that serious, I would go. But it's a little finger, just throw a little spit on it, like you said, and keep it moving.
It's got to affect your typing and shit at work, right?
If it were yesterday and it just happened, I wouldn't have been able to type. But like I said, I could pretty much move it now. I just can't make a complete closed fist.
Damn.
It is what it is.
Well, I didn't have anything like that happen to me, but while I was on vacation, we were in the water, and my girlfriend's mom was like, "You're swimming with your watch on?" I'm like, "Yeah, they're water resistant." Like, I turned the little water thing on, and it's fine. And I think that was the kiss of death, because I had done it 2 or 3 days before that. But yeah, I looked down at my Apple Watch, and it was like going crazy, as if like I was trying to activate Siri and all that shit. And then it said I needed to charge it, and then it never turned back on. So, and I was
about to say, you tried throwing it in rice.
Yeah, I've tried it all. I even took it to there's a place called You Break We Fix. I took it there, and they were like, "It'd be cheaper for you just to buy another watch." I was like, "Fuck." So I don't know about you, but I'm like at the mercy of these things. Like, I don't realize how much I use my watch until I don't have it, or how much I just look down and it ain't there. But I'm looking around, you know, I've been on an exercise journey for like 6 months now. So I was like, maybe I'll get a Garmin. So that's what I got. I got a Garmin Venue 2 or whatever, right? And everybody told me how great it was. Man, this shit is annoying. I'm going back to Apple.
Really?
I'm sending this motherfucker back, and I'm getting me an Apple Watch.
What's the difference?
I can't text from this. You can't do voice to text. It's not voice activated. There's no speaker on it. I can't even reply to text like typing. I can only read them. My emails and shit like that. Like, it tracks my sleep. It tracks your workouts, but yeah, I think these are more for people that are doing like marathons and bike riding and shit like that. It's not necessarily for somebody that's lifting weights like I am.
Yeah. You and me are kind of opposite. I got a Galaxy Watch as a present like 2 years or so ago, and it's just a prop at this point. Like, it does all that stuff that you name, like that the iWatch or whatever the Apple Watch does. Like, I could text from it, track stuff, it tracks my steps, it could track workouts, but I rarely even use it. It's just like I said, it's basically like a prop. I do everything on my phone anyway. My
Really?
phone is always on me. Yeah, my phone is always on me.
Well, we also have two different lines of work too, right? Like, I'm driving a lot and, hands free, but I can look at my watch if it goes off, and I can tell the watch to send a text, or I can do whatever. And then, like, even going out to eat or drink, like, I rarely get my wallet out now. Like, all my payment shit is on here. I just fucking tap it with my watch everywhere I go. Can't do that on this fucking thing. Like, it's like I got a more advanced fitness band and gave up a lot of smartwatch capabilities. And I didn't realize how much I use the smartwatch capability. I was like, it's fine. I'll be able to get it now. I've had it for 24 hours and I fucking hate it.
Yeah, shelling out more cash to Apple, I guess, whenever you decide to pull the trigger.
I've already bought one. I'm waiting on it to get here. I went on Amazon though and got one used, like refurbished. It was like 130 bucks. That's what this was. This was refurbished, and it looks brand new. Like, it works like it's supposed to. So the refurb stuff, I'd recommend people try that out instead of going and buying brand new.
Yeah, that's what I typically do when I get certain things. Like, I just did the PlayStation Portal a few weeks ago with it refurbished. It was like $50 cheaper. So that's the way to go, because it's like, and then make sure I know with eBay, it has like the condition like good, great, or excellent. I always make sure to get the excellent refurbished. So no types of flaws or anything. So yeah, that's the route to go, like you said.
I know we don't talk action figures on here a lot, but I got this Sting Revolution exclusive figure, right? Like, a couple months ago, Target exclusive. It's got stuff, Revolution, limited edition, right? His last match. I didn't know this because it's been in the package the whole time, but I was at Target the other day and I saw them. They were on sale for like $8. So I was like, I'll get one just to have like out displayed. And what I didn't know that was in the box, this is cool as shit. A little fucking Revolution event chair. My lighting's awful in here, but it's the same chair that I got for sitting in the third row while I was there. Came in there.
I was about to say, didn't you get one in real life? You just answered that.
Yeah, but that's crazy. I'd never seen an event chair come with an action figure. And then, of course, Sting's in here, and he's got a jacket.
That's dope.
I
was about to say,
another head to change in case you want to make him look battle tested with the paint worn off.
Nice. I was about to say, Revolution. That was last year and some change. You drove to Greensboro, didn't you?
Yeah.
I was about to say, how the hell did you get that chair on the plane? But yeah, you drove.
No, I drove there. Damn. I just realized his bat's got insignia on there too.
That's dope.
The Icon Sting Revolution, March 3rd, 2024. I think they were selling the bats. That's why they did that.
I was about to say, that's great attention to detail. Whoever's the designer.
Yeah, AEW's come a long way. They had a Sting box set. It was 3 of them. And it was $100, and I wanted to pull the trigger, but I haven't really spent money on action figures like that in forever. And then since I've been downsizing, I don't really have the display area for all that shit, so I figured I'd quit. I think I'm gonna sell off a bunch of my shit too. Like, right now, all my belts and shit are in storage.
But, like you said, the ones that you don't put in high regard, you could sell. But it's always nice to keep some of that stuff. I know. I think you didn't. You say you sold some action figures before
Hmm.
recently.
Yep. I've sold a
So
few. I hate to say it like this, but I have this one Sting figure collection. It's like I think there's 5 of them in there. It's like Surfer Sting all the way through Crow NWO Sting, NWO Wolfpack, and it's from WCW. It's not like a updated one. And I don't know how many there are in the world, but I feel like the value on that thing's just gonna keep going up.
how high you think it could go up
I don't know.
ultimately?
It's a dope package too, right? Like it's a box about where's my camera? The box is about this big, and all the stings are in there, and it's got Velcro that keep the flaps closed. So you open it up to where you can display them all. Like it's never been opened before. I got it off of eBay like 5 or 6 years ago.
What's up, man? Like we said before, you can get some good shit on eBay.
Yeah. I remember the NWO Wolfpack Sting from Mattel. That thing's value went up like crazy, and I had 2 of them, and I sold one to a listener of the show. He was like, "This is the last thing I need to finish my collection." I was like, "Well, let's talk about it then." I mean, I gave him a good deal. I wasn't trying to like rake him over the coals, but I had 2 of them. I had one mint, which is what I sold him, and then I had one that was open. And like, I'm not a mint person. I like if I'm gonna get mine, I'm gonna have them out like Sting standing there about to hit a motherfucker with the bat. You know what I mean? Like Stone Cold's got his middle fingers up. I like that shit. I don't want to leave it in a box.
So the person you sold it to, what was it? What did he need to complete his collection? What kind of collection was this?
It was a Sting collection. That's how
Oh,
that's
because I
how
saw.
we that's how we struck up conversation. Was he's a big Sting fan too, and he's got a lot of shit that I hadn't even seen before. But he said that was
Damn,
his last piece that he needed for his personal finito.
I thought you were gonna say he had like a Wolfpack collection. I'm about to say, damn, I didn't even know they had Conan figures out there.
I'm sure they do. In the Wolfpack, I don't know. They released a Wolfpack, like the Sting figure I'm talking about. There was a Kevin Nash and a Macho Man. I don't know if they had Luger or not. I don't even know if they had
Yeah,
Conan.
I,
But
I
then,
had the, I had the, I was about to say I had the Macho Man as a kid. I had the Macho Man Wolfpack one and the
yeah.
Kevin Nash.
Well, these were WWE Mattels. So these are like from the past like 10 years once they got Sting
Ah,
under contract.
I had the WCW ones.
Yeah. And these are like ringside exclusives. So they were hard to find. And the price on those went like during COVID, man. It was it was survival of the fittest out here in the figure game, dog. Like, them prices were going up so high, everybody was getting all them fucking free money from the government, and they were spending that shit on action figures. I'm like, y'all need to be paying rent. What the fuck going on? That's not what they gave y'all that money. And the prices of the figures are just going up. It's kind of came back down now, but it's pretty wild. And speaking of Sting, he got a new figure with Matt Cardona and Brian Myers' company, Big Rubber Guys. What they did is they came out and remade basically the LJN figures. This is a little before your time, EJ, but like, did you ever have the huge rubber wrestling figures from WWF? Did you ever see those?
The- So that's like my first wrestling memory. Even before I really started watching regularly, I had my mom got me one Christmas. I was like 3 or 4. The ring with the red, blue, and white straps, and I had Jake the Snake. And I had Hulk Hogan was like the LJNs, but they were smaller though. They were like the rubber ones, but they were smaller. They weren't like huge.
No, these were like probably this big. They're probably, I don't know, maybe 8 inches.
That's what she said.
And they were rubber. And it was like King Kong Bundy. It was Hogan. It was Macho Man. I'm trying to think of all the ones that I had. But those are like the popular ones from the 80s kids, right? So Cardona and Myers, they went and basically remade them because LJNs were like the action figure standard back in the day. even though I think Mattel's like blown all that shit out of the water, but like LJNs were pretty big, so they've when we were walking around WrestleCade, we saw their booth, and they had like a Ric Flair figure, I think, and I was telling you about that. I don't know if you remember. We were both pretty drunk, but Sting's got one of those figures now, and it's the remake of his Galoob figure, which is supposed to be like one of the top wrestling figures ever made, only it's a big rubber one. Anyway, enough about all that. So yeah, there's your action figure update.
You have it. Throwback episode of Boot to the Face.
Well, EJ, this past week we had WWE Summerslam, the first ever 2-night Summerslam, and it was reported this week that TKO was like, shit, we getting all this money, we might as well fucking run this shit back at other pay-per-views. And guess which pay-per-views they've already talked about doing? Royal Rumble and Money in the Bank.
So they said fuck Survivor Series.
Actually, I think it was Royal Rumble Survivor Series with talks of Money in the Bank.
Yeah, didn't we talk about that like a month or two ago or so?
Yep.
Like they're going to just keep expanding it to pay-per-views if people are going to pay for it.
Especially Royal Rumble and Money in the Bank. They'll just do women one night, men the next night.
And Survivor Series, women's Survivor Series one night, men's War Games.
You know what?
The other night.
Maybe if they're going to do these two... No, because wrestling fans claim they like women's wrestling, but they really don't fuck with it like that. I was going to say maybe they just fucking separate them. Every one. Like Saturdays is for the women, Sundays for the men.
Yeah, like you said, though. Prior, people say they do, but there'd probably be some lopsided ticket buys.
I think you could do it at Royal Rumble because of the Rumble and Money in the Bank. I don't think you could do it for WrestleMania or like Survivor Series. Maybe if they had Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell is not as popular as the Rumble and Money in the Bank though. But not Hell in a Cell. I'm sorry, War Games. But if you did Royal Rumble and Money in the Bank 2 nights, and you had the women. It's all women on one night and all men on the next night. Not just the main events, but like the whole card. I think that would slap.
Yeah. It would work logistically as far as like, like nice, clean, organization of the card. You have the women this one night and the men on the other night. But like you said, it may be lopsided with the ticket count, and you don't want to have low morale and put that in the ether of the universe that, the men's sales got more than the women. So I would, in a perfect world, I would say yes, but maybe they dip their toes in the water with one. I think the Royal Rumble would be like the perfect one to like kind of test it out. Maybe not, and not even like announce it, just like slyly do it covertly. Be like, just have like maybe majority of woman things and like slide one men's match and then do the reverse and then see what happens. They don't even say anything, don't even mention it or, give notice to it.
Yeah, the first day just, if you bought tickets for Saturday, guess what? It's all women on Saturday.
Yeah, don't announce the match beforehand.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
Oh yeah. But as far as everything being 2 nights, I mean, as much as I enjoyed SummerSlam this past weekend, not the entire 2 nights needed to be SummerSlam matches. Yeah. So we complain about that like on the AEW side, except they do it on one night. Like you could cut it down and make it special, make something for the talent to earn and work for it, getting SummerSlam. Like you're kind of diluting it. People gotta pay more money to go out. It's basically you saying this is my vacation, going to wrestling.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I mean, before the event, we were talking like there's only a couple matches, but now looking back, it's like Jay and Roman, you got to keep that one on there. You got to keep the women's triple threat on there. You got to keep Becky and Lyra on there. You got to keep Cody and Cena. You got to keep Gunther and Punk. That's 5 right there. So now anything else you add extra to it is going to be over 3 hours.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think, even though I like the match, you didn't need Flair and Bliss Judgment Day. Damn sure didn't.
Could have had that on
Zayn,
Monday.
Yeah, exactly. I would vouch for maybe Logan Paul just because of the celebrity aspect of it.
I didn't even think of that one.
Yeah, but then everything else, especially on a night 2, like could have maybe been on SmackDown. So yeah.
Let's run through it real fast. Let's talk about what we liked and what we didn't like about SummerSlam. Night 1 opens with Roman Reigns and Jey Uso defeating the Bronze. My big takeaway from this match and what happened on Monday, Roman is still the guy, right? He still gets time off. Like, rumor has it he ain't going to be back till Survivor Series, which is in November. So, like, 3 months from now. So, he still gets his schedule that he wants. But Roman, the last couple episodes, he's been working his ass off. Like, this ain't the same Tribal Chief Roman that we used to see that wouldn't take an ass whooping. Like, he's selling. I know he's a babyface now, so to speak. So you got to sell a little bit more as a babyface to, get your shine or whatever. But I don't know, man. It seems like a different guy. Jumping over the top rope, taking spears, getting the shoes taken from him, from the tribal thief.
And a little corny.
And the shoe LaFala. You thought that was corny? I liked it. I thought it was fly.
I mean, retroactively, by the way Raw ended, okay, I'm like, all right, this ain't bad. But, like, when they came out in the beginning of the episode, I'm like, y'all lost. How you still carrying this man's shoes around your neck like that? But I digress. I thought that man almost killed himself where he tucked at the very end when he did that dive. Like, that could have went bad. Like,
yeah.
You like transition to Hollywood. Like, you didn't need to do that. Like, what if you would? Oof, that could have been bad.
I had people over Saturday, and first Jay did it. Jay jumped off the top rope, and nobody caught him, except for Roman. And then Bronson Reed did it. He jumped through the ropes, and I thought he's going to hurt himself. And then when Roman did it, I was like, what is going on? Like, why is nobody there for these guys? Like, Roman had to tuck, or else he was going to land on his head because nobody fucking caught him.
So that's what happened. I watched it like twice or 3 times. I just thought he overshot it and he had to do that little flip at the end or he would have been dead.
I mean, I'm not a wrestler. I'm just telling you what I saw. Braun was here. Reed was here. Jay was in the middle. And it looked like when Roman went over the top, these motherfuckers were like, not on purpose, but just like, I don't know. All I know is everybody wasn't at the bottom of the pile and Roman had to fucking tuck and roll. And he slapped the mat. And I was like, damn. Like you said, like, you about to go do Street Fighter, dog. You got to walk in the morning. But he was all right. And then you got him taking the spear, pushing Jay out of the way, and Jay getting the win. Like, was that his way of apologizing?
I'm about to say that was his apology. But one thing that you probably didn't mind, which I didn't like, was them in the middle of the match running back the theme song. I'm like, all right, man, this is corny, man. I hated that.
I think it's kind of dope. Be like, we whooping y'all's ass so bad. We ain't even gonna come out there and fight y'all. You know what we about to do? We about to yeet some more. And then what I really liked about it was Bronson and Braun were like, we're not just about to stand here and watch it. Next thing you know, Roman was like, oh shit. He looked like that damn TikTok. I woke up in a new Bugatti.
I'm kind of being a hypocrite though, now that I'm thinking about it, and I'm just putting these 2 and 2 together, but it's kind of like not apples to apples. It's kind of not oranges to oranges. It's kind of oranges to tangerines. So AEW does it with like the Anarchy in Arena, and I'm always entertained by that. So I'm kind of being a hypocrite, but that's kind of been like a running joke the past 3 or 4 years they've been doing it.
It's a reason they do it, right? For Anarchy in the Arena. That's the only time they do it, though.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm kind of being a hypocrite because I enjoy it in the Anarchy Arena, but this kind of was like random, and I'm like, well, all right, this is a little cheesy, but whatever.
Hey, man, Jay's a man of the people, man. He's just giving them what they want.
Yeah, I guess so. But
I tell you, you know who don't think it's cheesy? The people in the audience. You might think it's cheesy at home, which I understand. But you were there. When Jay comes out, it's a fucking vibe.
yeah, he's over still like Rover. But yeah, like you said earlier, I think it was basically like his way of apologizing without apologizing, which is a little bit of cop out on my end. I don't know how you feel about that.
I mean, yeah, you still like to hear him be like, look, dog, my bad. I was tripping. Paul Heyman was in my ear. He was like, this is how you got to do it. I had to wait to the family, the whole nine. But I don't know. Taking a spear from Bronson Reed, or I'm sorry, Braun Breaker, it's kind of an apology. It looked like it hurt.
He looked like he doesn't hold back any on that spear. He's like,
Yeah.
we doing this, we doing this. So
You better tuck
yeah,
the chin.
I mean, exactly. Yeah, it was nice that Jay got the pin, like you said, and like you said, spilling over to Raw. Because I don't know if we'll get to this later. Looks like Roman's gonna be gone for a while. By the way they ended it.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I mean, that's the rumor that I saw online is his next scheduled appearance is until November around Survivor Series time. So maybe he's going to film Street Fighter.
What do you think about that impromptu? I don't want to bury the lead, so yeah, we'll get to this once we talk about the Punk match. So, but yeah, overall good match between the good way to start it off because like they say, if you're not last, you want to start off, and so that was a good way to kick it off.
I don't really care to talk about Jelly Roll and Randy Orton. Like Drew and Logan got the win. There's a couple good spots in it. A couple good highlights of Jelly Roll's wife, where we were at my party. We were all like, "That's who's married to him."
Yeah, it's got like a nice looking little blonde woman. And
Go digging girls, they driving me crazy. I can't take it no more. You remember that song?
Nah, but it sounded good when you sung it. So maybe
No, that was a song back in the 90s. Back in the late 1900s. That was a song.
Yeah, but yeah, he's definitely out of his league with that one. But I heard, if I'm not mistaken, that they were together before he was popping like that. So, hey, that's how it is. Like in down south, man, you see like these goofy guys with these hot women.
Hey, I'm in the
but
South.
you're originally from the Midwest. You're originally from the Midwest.
But I'm in, man. I've been in Georgia since '97. I'm from Atlanta now.
But still, you know what I mean. So yeah, but I thought it was interesting him taking that elbow off the table or splash. Was it a splash or elbow? That was kind of risky, right?
Splash. Then he came back and got his ass kicked.
Yeah, I thought Jelly Roll was gonna win because usually they let the celebrity go over, but he's not gonna be around. Might as well give Logan the rub, right?
Yeah. What I did like was I saw a backstage video of Cardi B. She was with Randy Orton and Logan Paul, and her team was recording. She was like, "Oh shit, can I film y'all on camera together?" Like, Cardi B cares more about keeping the business alive than Triple H does.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. Yeah, I mean, you got some fans that, we've been watching this most of our lives, so you got people that grew up with this shit and, know the unwritten rules. Like you said, it's kind of crazy that they respect them more than some of the people in power right now, right?
He made a fucking TV show about it. Whatever. Naomi gets the win like we talked about last week. I hate triple threat matches because the fucking heel always sneaks in at the end after a babyface hits a move and pins somebody. And it's like rinse and repeat. Like, it was a good match, but at the end, I knew what was going to happen the whole time. So it's hard to get invested in it. That's why I prefer one-on-one matches.
Yeah. Like you said, when we did the preview show, that's kind of how I felt like it was going to, roll out and unfurl, so to speak. But what do you think about the actual match? As far as like I said on the preview show, you think it would be as good as the one in WrestleMania? I don't think it was, but I think it was still a really fun, good match.
Oh, it's still really good. Io is putting up Hall of Fame numbers. Like, she's so fucking good.
Man, I'm keep hearing rumblings of best woman wrestler in the world. You got Io on one side, you got Mercedes on the other. I don't know, man. It's a
Forbidden
crazy
Door.
list.
Let's fucking go, Tony Khan.
Yeah, right. And TKO's cold dead. They wouldn't let that happen.
Pry E over my cold dead hands.
Yeah.
I love her
That,
personality too. She's like the shit she was saying to Rhea. Like Rhea was like, "Go ahead and win the world title, and then I'm gonna beat you and take it." She's like, "You're never gonna beat me," and then just smiled at her. Like, I'm super nice, but I just want you to know I'll beat your ass too.
hey, they're gonna have that payoff eventually. It'd be dope. Like if something just doesn't happen, like
Yeah.
maybe that's like something she can never beat her and they retire like that. But you know how it's gonna go. She's gonna eventually get back at it. Hopefully not at WrestleMania. Hopefully it's at like a random PLE.
I hope Rhea is like, I don't want to say smart enough in like a demeaning way, but I hope she's smart enough to pitch that and be like, what if I never beat her? Like, we could literally make money off of me always trying to beat her and her always winning some kind of way.
You could do that, but like we said, sometimes people like us think outside of the box, but Triple H has his favorites and they want to get the pop, the moment of when it does happen, rinse, repeat, and rinse, wash, and repeat.
Naomi's killing it. That was dope having her dad play her out to the ring.
Yeah, that was dope. I didn't know her dad was a musician like that. Did you?
No idea. I thought it was somebody from In Living Color.
And some reason, like I'm not like a big Twitter, scroller and whatnot, but I saw something that popped up in my algorithm. Somebody on Twitter mentioned her dad taking a photo with like the ops, and she said, and Naomi said he's fired now. So she's
Oh
definitely.
yeah, he took a picture with Rhea and Io, and Rhea I think said he knows who his mommy is or something like that.
Yeah, and Naomi said she fired him. So Naomi is doing a good job of like utilizing the social media side of things too, going back and forth with Cardi and all of that. So I dig it.
Was it Alexa and Charlotte on Saturday?
Indeed.
They won the tag titles. Good story. I've told you I've enjoyed this version of Charlotte way more than any other version ever. Actually, Alexa too. I never really was a fan of Alexa Bliss, but for some reason together they work for me. I would much rather. What's that?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'd rather Roxanne and Raquel retain, but I'm not mad at it, man. I like the pairing of Charlotte and Alexa. It's got legs.
We both called it though. We both called Charlotte and Alexa winning. I've always been a fan of Alexa, especially the goddess gimmick. But them incorporating the Bray stuff, they're kind of like towing a line between that. I never really liked the Bray side of things and the Lily, but she's kind of doing like a hybrid right now. But like I said, we both called Alexa and Charlotte winning, and I said I think they're gonna give Roxanne and Raquel another run somewhere down the line, but they got an automatic rematch on Monday.
And
You
lost.
think that was a little bit strange? Yeah, that they got an immediate rematch like that.
Well, I know you're not on the Twitter as much, but Liv Morgan had something to say about that, and it was just a laughing emoji.
Really? That's funny. But even though they did lose on Monday, I think they still will get the titles back before Liv comes back. I might be wrong, but that's just how I see it playing out.
What was the other match you had? You had
Drew. Oh, we already said that. Tiffany and Jade.
Yeah.
Jade win.
talk about a shocker. Fair and square. I mean, they had Jade hit her move and Tiffany get her foot on the ropes or whatever, so it made it look like Jade would have beat her, but I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe that at all.
I may or may have not said this when we did the preview show. I think we both predicted Jade, but I said if Jade doesn't win, maybe they don't have confidence in her carrying the strap right now. You think that might be the case?
I thought the match was good. It wasn't great, but I thought it was like, I remember watching it like, okay, they're cooking a little bit.
I didn't hate it, but I don't remember anything in particular about it, which is not a bad thing necessarily. Because if it was bad, then you would remember the bad stuff.
But yeah, Jade lost fair and square.
I like, where do you see either wrestler going at this point, I guess?
I don't know. I could see. I feel like Tiffany needs a refresh. I know she's the champ and she's winning, but she just ain't hitting like she used to. We talked about that last week. And Jade, now that she's lost again, she's lost, what, 2 or 3 times since she's been in WWE now.
Yeah, but we say that as like, that's a bad thing. Most wrestlers lose, but AEW kind of gave her this veil of invincibility. So when she does lose, like, you definitely noticed it. But
she's also got this star power presentation while she's in WWE too. So a loss for her is like, she's lost more times than Cody has, I think. And he's been back a year and a half longer than her. Actually, I think they've lost the same amount of times.
And he was injured though, which I guess would kind of, be in her advantage because he was away. But still, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know, man. Because, I mean, like you said, she looks like $1 million. It's just so hard to book that style that they did in AEW when you have a roster split. AEW, they could just throw ROH people at you and people that are on the bench basically randomly. WWE, pretty much, when you're on the main roster, you're utilized. So, man, I really don't know. You think they might transition her to maybe feud with Bianca, maybe? I don't know.
Did Bianca move to Raw?
I think she's still on SmackDown.
I don't even know who's where anymore because, like, Roman just moved to Raw. Charlotte just moved to Raw. And Alexa, they were both on SmackDown. Now they're just on Raw.
I think they're both still on SmackDown, but tag team, they could defend anywhere. Tag team champions could defend anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
Classic. I guess we got to see how it plays out, right?
Mm-hmm. Then you had the main event of Saturday, which was CM Punk defeating Gunther. And my main takeaway from the match before the aftermath was WWE books Gunther to be, oh, he'll beat your ass. But when you start beating his ass, he folds. He did it against Dragunov, where he tapped out real fast. He did it against Sammy. He did it against Jay when Jay started choking him out and he tapped out real fast. And then you saw him when he saw his own blood against CM Punk. He was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I'm bleeding. I don't like this shit. Like, he went from being the ring general to a little bitch.
So you call him a front runner?
Yeah. He's basically the Dallas Cowboys for the last like 3 or 4 years. Like, they'll beat up on the bad teams, but when somebody else comes along and hits them in the mouth, they're like, what the fuck do I do now?
Low blow, man. Low blow, man. Talking shit about our team. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, maybe the character is made to be designed like that, don't you think?
I don't think they need to be making him out to be like, when somebody can withstand his wrath and hit him back, he freaks out. Like, they made him look like a bitch on set. I'm sorry. Like, once he saw his own blood, he like freaked. Like, I thought he was gonna start crying.
And then, like, you know what was weird? He hit his face on the desk. What were they trying to say? It was a busted nose, but he was bleeding out his forehead. Like, and I'm like, yeah, that's weird.
My friend's wife was here, and she was like, "Why is he under the table for so long? Is he like doing something?" And then he started bleeding.
Yeah.
She's like, "Did he just make himself bleed under the table?" I was like, "No, of course not. That's not what happened."
You know what? I never really thought about. They stopped blading in the PG era over health reasons. They don't do it often. They do it on special occasions, so I'll give them that. But how do they justify them certain wrestlers getting to do it now? Because I think Cody's done it. You got Gunther that just did it.
I don't think they are justifying it. WWE's not justifying a lot of shit. They're just fucking doing what they want, and you know, we'll do what we want, and y'all either gonna watch it or not. You ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, you sting your ass right here. But yeah, man, you made a good point about, you know, you don't want to go too much down that rabbit hole of Gunther not being able to receive it, but ain't been able to dish it out. But yeah, I mean, overall, it was a hard-hitting match. I didn't know CM Punk had it in him.
Well, he didn't have it in him long, because my prediction was completely spot on, to the point where, for those of you that didn't listen last week, I said, I think Seth is not hurt because Becky Lynch posted a video with him and his daughter walking, and for whatever reason that video triggered me, and I was like, this nigga ain't hurt. And WWE posted a video of Becky's reaction to what was happening, and she looks at the camera and goes, did my social media posts trick you? Like, did you see what I was posting online and made you think he was actually hurt? So I was completely right. Now, I got lucky. I'm not going to tell you I knew something that I didn't know. But that video made me think Seth wasn't hurt. And lo and behold, he came out. It was a cool way to do it. But at the same time, I feel like you should have fucking like been in the ring and clocked him upside the head and then took it off, right? Like, because now you make Punk look like a real hoe. Because this man, yeah, you just fought Gunther, but he was way at the top of the ramp. He had to run all the way down. Which means you had the wherewithal to be like, this nigga ain't hurt. I'm going to whoop his ass when he gets in here. And instead, he gets in there and beats your motherfucking ass. Upside his head, not one, not two, not three, but 4 times with the briefcase. And then stomped him. I liked it. I hated it. I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of things. So, like you said, you predicted it on the previous show. I picked Gunther just to go against the grain because I've been hearing rumblings throughout the week of, you know, Seth coming back. And I'm like, it's a possibility. You know, it was a question whether or not it's a work or whether it is a work. And I guess it's good to, like, keep, quote-unquote, kayfabe alive. But was it necessary for them to do this just for a cash-in story? I don't know. I guess history, you know, will decide on that. He was on the Rich Eisen show with crutches, like you said. He was on social media. And because I was in Dallas when you told me that it happened in the match about him hurting himself. And I'm like, okay, let me watch this. And I watched it, and I'm like, where did it happen? But then people on podcasts and social media were trying to convince me that, yeah, it was real. So I still have my doubts, but like everybody's an expert on health and whatnot and doctors. So like, I'm like, maybe he is hurt. Maybe he's not. I don't care at this point.
We talked about it on here when it happened. I told you, I said, I don't think he's hurt because Michael Cole kept saying he tweaked his knee this past Monday on Raw. Like as soon as it happened, Cole had a reason for it. And I'm like, If he was actually hurt, I don't think Michael Cole would be talking like that. And then he got up and finished the match. I'm like, that's a little fishy to me.
Yeah, super fishy. Turns out that it was fishy. So the one thing I did like about
Breaking
it
news: wrestler fakes injury in a fake fighting sport.
Exactly. Who knew? But yeah, the one thing I did like about it, even though I may have not liked the circumstances around it, is how he came out in the crutches, and I thought he was gonna be like, "Oh, I'll challenge you next time," and then he threw him away. So I'm like, "All right, that was like a twist to the twist." So I did enjoy that. But yeah, man, I mean, it's all about the moment and getting people talking, and that's what they accomplished. So you can't be mad at that, right?
Right.
But before we move on, like the spillover, how does that make LA Knight look with that weird win that he got? Apparently, it wasn't a real injury, and then them not building up to a title match, he just got a title shot right away on Raw.
I mean, he pinned the guy that's the world heavyweight champion. He should get a title shot.
No kind of build up, just throw it out there.
Nah, let's do this shit right now. I don't need no build. I don't need you to get prepared for it. That was the best shot he had, and he lost because CM Punk came in and fucking ruined it.
And like storyline, I get what you're saying. Just do it right now. But as far as like running a TV show, I would have like a little bit of a build up. But it is what it is. And before the match happened, like sometimes it's just predictable. I said the way they're doing this. I wrote it down too before the match happened. I said either Punk is gonna cost Rollins the title if they had the balls. They should go that route, or it's gonna be a DQ finish. And lo and behold, the latter happened. I'm like, oh, of course.
Definitely a DQ finish.
But and then, like we talked about earlier, that faction beat everybody's ass. They took out Punk, they took out Roman and LA Knight. So I don't even know what happens going forward. That's like the type of aggression I like to see. But I still don't like the overall presentation of the fucking group. Like, shit on, get off the pot. Give him a name. Give him like something official. Right now, it's just Seth and the lackeys. Like, y'all aren't telling us what this group is. And they start the music and he's playing to the crowd. Make them, if you want to make them heels, make them heels. No sing along. Let's go.
You know what I think the group needs?
What's that?
Becky.
Yeah, you can add a woman to it, but still, just
Add Becky
like
to it. Becky and fucking Rollins standing out there, the Intercontinental Women's Champion, the World Champ. They're both dressed like fucking jackasses, talking shit. Like, you can have Bronson Reed come out to the ring with Becky. Seth sends him out there to like help his wife while she's fighting Nikki Bella. I don't know. I think I think if you add Becky to this group, I think that's the missing link that needs. They already talk about each other. Like, everybody knows they're married. Why not just they're both heels? It's not like one's babyface and one's bad guy. Like, just put them in a fucking group together.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that. But even with that being said, I still want some type of official, name or description of this group. Like I said, right now, still just Seth and the lackeys. Throw Becky in there. Give them some merch, even though merch is for good guys. But give them a name, and you don't even have to sell merch. And make this shit official. Music, like it's still giving the Seth the theme music chants and whatnot. But they out there destroying all your best baby faces.
Yeah.
Like it's confusing.
Becky changed her music. Seth needs to change his.
Yeah, if Becky could do it, that's the first time Becky's done it on the main roster, if I'm not mistaken.
That's the first time she's ever had her music changed. She's had the same music her entire career in WWE.
Yeah, so quit being so scary and just do it.
Actually, I shouldn't say that. I don't remember when she was doing that Irish jig. I think she had different music. I don't think she got the music she has now, or she had, until she debuted the steampunk persona against Sasha Banks at NXT TakeOver. But she's had that music for over 10 years.
Yeah, definitely. She's had it since she's been on the main roster. She's been on the main roster 2016, 2015. So, yeah, if she could do it, Seth could do it.
You can do it. I can do it, sucker. Before we get to night 2, I want to dedicate this show to Kyla Pratt.
I had a little crush on her back in high school.
A little? That crush is big as Texas. At least mine.
Hold up, now. Let me do the math on that. You turned 18 back in 2000. Was she of age?
I don't know. She was on TV.
I don't know. I think she's like a year older than me, dog.
That was back then we didn't Google ages. We just looked at who was on TV and we believed the fucking age that they told us they were.
I didn't mean to put you on blast, but yeah, I was a Kyla Pratt fan.
All I know
Proud Family, 101. She's a grown woman now.
She was with what was the show with her and Flex Alexander?
101.
Was it 101? Yeah, that's when I saw her.
Yeah.
Also, the white girl on the Parkers, dedicated to her too.
Oh, that was
Mm-hmm.
She was the best friend on an older show. Was it Blossom? I think she was the friend on Blossom.
Are you sure?
Yeah, she was the friend on Blossom.
I don't know. When I saw her on the Parkers, I was like, whew. That girl thicker than 5 o'clock traffic.
Yeah, shout out to the 2000 sitcoms.
Was she of age, EJ? Since you want to be a fact checker.
She was on Blossom, man. Of course she was. Probably,
Are you sure that's the same girl that was on Blossom?
I'm pretty sure that was the girl on Blossom. Right, don't get me wrong.
You thought Blossom was the name of the TV show. It was actually about her thighs.
Man, that's like some shows like you remember, but you don't remember episode by episode. That's like Blossom. I remember my sisters watching it, but I couldn't tell you the premise on any of the specific episode. Yeah,
I watched Blossom and I watched Brandy's show with Ray J.
Yeah, Moesha. Yeah, her name is Jenna Von Oy.
Yeah,
and Blossom.
Jenna Von Oy.
She was the best friend in Blossom. And on the Parkers. So, yeah. Getting those checks from the 90s and the 2000s. Shout out to her. She's a little bit older than I thought. She's pushing 50.
Yeah, I just looked at her Instagram. That's not the chick I remember.
Damn, man, you didn't have to say that.
Good God Almighty. She
ate. Man, shout out to all the ladies out there. What are you about to say?
She ate the girl I remember.
I should have just. I was like, is he gonna? Maybe he's gonna dial it back. Nah, he just habitual line crosser Rucker is, in the words of Charlie Murphy.
Oh my God. Never mind.
Hey,
we're not shouting out the white girl from the Parkers.
Hey,
I resent my shout out.
Shout out to Jenna Von Oy. She's probably trying, man. Life. She's almost 50. Give her a break. And
Me too. I'm almost 50.
You're not almost 50. You're early 40s.
That's almost 50.
Okay. But we totally digress. What's up next, Rucker?
Let's go to night 2. We need to get through night 2 because we got some AEW to talk. What led off night 2? Shit, I can't even remember.
You know, the triple threat?
The women's triple threat?
Yeah.
Okay, Naomi won. We already talked about that. Becky Lynch beats Lyra Valkyria in a match. Actually, let's get to Charlotte and... Well, we already talked about that one too.
That. Well, all right. So what about the car crash that was the tag team championship match?
I didn't watch it. I went and made
Shit.
Yeah, I got up and went and made some ground turkey tacos. Soft tacos.
Well, I was about to say, I thought you were going to say you made a drink. I'm going to say that ain't take 16 minutes, but yeah, make a taco.
Went and made some ground turkey tacos, cut up some avocados, some cherry tomatoes, lettuce, shredded cheese, some chipotle aioli sauce. Oh. By the time I got back and sat down.
You had people over night 2 as well?
Nah, just night 1.
Well, I mean, my memory's bad when it comes to certain spots, but this was a fun match. I'm not gonna lie. And I thought they had way too many people in the match, but they did a good job. Of course, they're gonna be people resting on the outside, but you had a few moments. I don't know if you saw the replay. You see Candice LeRae take the dive and crash out on the ladder. That shit was insane. They did like a fake out spot where Tommaso Ciampa was hanging from the Raptors, like they was gonna do the edge spot, and Nathan Frazier was gonna do the spear, and he pulled up. I thought that was dope. The Spanish Fly on the outside, like looking back on it, like this was one of the matches that I enjoyed a lot. It's unfortunate that you didn't get to watch it.
It was pointless.
I mean, it was pointless, but I had a feeling that
Also,
what you call it was gonna win.
how you a tag team champion and it took 4 of you motherfuckers to win?
It's no disqualification.
Some great tag team they are. The White Six suck.
I mean, I'm still not a fan of what they got going on because it's supposed to be built as some big scary team or crew, and they're just in the tag team division. But I kind of knew they were gonna win because like they have so many teams. When you give over the tag team championship, you want to kind of make it like the moment for that team, and doing it in a big 6-team match, that was like convoluted. So I'm like, who they gonna give it to? They might as well be the people who they retain. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it was a car wreck, and it did what it needed to do.
Becky Lynch, Lyra Valkyria for the Intercontinental Women's Championship.
We both picked Becky to win, and that's what happened. But what were your thoughts on how it played out and whatnot?
I liked it. I thought it made Lyra look good. There was actually a point where I was like, are they really going to have her beat Becky while her hands are fucking suspended together? Because she was kicking out of everything.
If they would have did that, I would have been pissed. That would have been nasty. But, they did the right thing, and she looked like she was having a little bit of trouble getting those zip ties off, right?
You ever fucking had to take off a zip tie of anything, EJ? This shit ain't easy.
I cannot say that I have to get zip ties, like, as far as handcuffs. The only time I'm dealing with zip ties, I just get a damn scissor and just cut them.
Nah, it was this girl I used to deal with. Never mind. She didn't look like Lyra Valkyria, though. I wish she would have.
There you go.
I thought it was a good match. I thought it was good involvement with Bayley. It continues the story with Bayley and Lyra while Becky moves on to Nikki Bella, who, that promo last night.
Cook, man, I felt sorry for her. I'm a Nikki fan. Her ass got cooked.
I like Nikki too. I'm a Becky fan. And I didn't think the line was that great, but like the way the crowd reacted when she said it, like, oh, you can't see him. And even when she was about to say your husband, but if you watch Total Divas, Nikki wanted to get married and John was like, no. So when Becky was like, you and your husband, oh wait. I was like, ooh. And and then she kept going, and then she bopped her upside the head with the title. I'm like, damn, Becky, you can't get a girl nothing?
So, like you said, looking back on it, on his face, the line wasn't that scorching, but it was the context of it. And you could probably remind me of what was said before. It was just because it seemed like it was done off the fly. Because what did Nikki say right before Becky
Nikki
said
was
that?
like, you're a liar just like your husband. Only we believed your husband, but we don't believe shit you say.
Exactly. That's why it stung so bad. He's like, all right, you talking that shit?
Yeah.
At least I got a husband, so that's why
right.
The crowd went crazy.
That's basically what she said. Bitch, where your man at?
Yeah, so that's why it stung it.
I mean, let's be real. I don't think Nikki Bella will have a problem finding a man.
Yeah, but she's in a different tax bracket. She just ain't gonna get any regular Joe Small.
I don't think she'll have a problem finding a man above her tax bracket.
Yeah, it's still fresh. Her divorce, so she's taking her time. But
Oh, I thought you were talking about
yeah,
something else. I was gonna say, damn, EJ, calm down.
this ain't that kind of show. But yeah. I mean, I guess they're gonna run this at Paris. Her and Nikki.
Well, she got beat up Maxine Dupree first.
Oh, man, I'm a fan of Maxine. Why am I a fan of Maxine Dupree? She doesn't really
You
wrestle
know why
that
you're
well.
a fan.
I guess so. I try to, just be objective with these women, but yeah, she getting fed to get throttled by Becky.
There's
But
some women you don't mind seeing on TV. It's fine. There's like my girlfriend loves seeing Roman Reigns on TV.
like you be Jason Momoa's cousin. But I was about to say though, what if Nikki caused Becky to match? Because it's like a foregone conclusion that Becky's just gonna run through Maxine. But what if like Nikki comes in and causes her to match? Like
I mean, it'll be a non-title match, so that's fine.
yeah. So yeah, that's probably what happened. But poor Maxine. Your girl Natalia wanted that smoke too.
Becky don't want to fuck with Natalia. I seen her beat the fuck out of Masha Slamovich at Josh Barnett's Bloodsport.
Oh really? They faced off.
She beat the shit out of. I mean, they beat the shit out of each other, but Natty fucking won with a TKO. Like referee had to stop it.
TNA, they just taking all the L's. They said, fuck it, we don't want to win anything. It's nasty work, man.
Crazy. All right, we've been talking about SummerSlam way too long. Cody Rhodes defeats John Cena.
Oh, hold on. Let's do quick hits. Solo Jacob. I watched the whole match. I didn't get to see the aftermath. People were going ape shit over the flip off the cage. Like, how was that? Or something happened off the cage.
He did a moonsault off the cage. Whoop de fucking do. This was the dumbest fucking ending I've ever seen to a match.
Why is it dumb?
It was anticlimactic. So Jacob was handcuffed. He ripped the handcuffs off, right? They missed that. They didn't even get that. It was like AEW's production team was there. And then 2 minutes later, Solo just gets pulled out of the cage to win. It was anticlimactic as hell.
Yeah, but I think the right person won. I think we both picked Solo, so that was what it was. But then Dirty Dom channeling his inner Eddie, and the whole match just channeling Eddie, and I think the right person won in that one too.
Yep.
Dirty Dom, future world champion.
I hope so. Chicken Nugget Dom. That was all the matches, right? Besides Cody and Cena?
Yeah, that's all the matches.
Cody and Cena. Cena's actually a babyface, which I don't understand.
We can't just skim over that. What I even start with this shit? Why? I don't know. You're more in tap with like the Twitter space and all of that. Is Triple H getting any slack for this? Because that is the most lazy way I've seen to turn somebody babyface after months and months of this heel turn, which has been hit or miss. But for him just to go out on SmackDown and say, basically shit on The Rock and Travis Scott, I mean, we could go off on a tangent on that, but that's neither here nor there. And to just go back babyface with no kind of build-up, that's just fucking lazy. I hated it. I still hate it. I don't know what your thoughts are on it.
I mean, that's what happened. They blamed it on The Rock, and they turned him back. Even though we literally watched the TV show on Netflix that said it was Triple H's idea. Some kind of way, this twisted motherfucker still blamed The Rock for it. And people ate it up. Cena came back to being Cena, which it was fun seeing him play all the babyface hits. But I still kept thinking, oh, he's going to turn. And he never did. And now Super Cody's the champion again.
Yeah, I know you were against Cody getting the championship, and I'm not a big fan of it either, but I knew it was gonna happen. But like looking back on the history books, this is not gonna age well. It'll be like, all right, he just turned heel randomly on, face on him randomly on a SmackDown episode with no type of twist or turn.
All,
It's just mind numbing.
all you motherfuckers that were saying this is the greatest heel turn of all time, y'all can shut the fuck up now.
So on one side of things, I think to put your name in the pantheon of all-time greats, he needed this, but they just did a terrible job of like executing this.
This is the worst heel turn ever. It made no sense. Nothing got accomplished from it. He just kicked people in the balls and beat them. And then on one random SmackDown, he said, "Man, I was just bullshitting. I ain't mean that. I don't want to destroy wrestling. I just want you guys to remember me." Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, like you said, it was terrible, but I'm glad that he tried to take the risk of doing it, but it just didn't. It was just not good. So I'm guessing it's like better that you actually tried than to not try at all. Because if he wouldn't have tried at all, we would be like, this motherfucker can never work heel or try to work heel. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
Cody gets the title. Cena's in the ring by himself and Brock Lesnar comes back.
I don't even know how you want to even start to talk about this either.
I don't care. I'm so over Brock.
So, I didn't expect it. I don't know if you expected it.
No. You could have named... I thought Hulk Hogan would have came back before Brock, and he's dead.
Oh, man. I mean, there's a whole nuanced conversation. I'm going to try to condense it as much as I can because, this is not a legal show, but I do dabble in the legal world a little bit.
Dabble, you're a fucking lawyer.
I was trying to downplay it a little bit. But, I don't know, man. So, there's definitely shades of gray or areas of gray with this one. So, he hadn't been named as like a defendant on the civil side of things or on the criminal side of things. But there's still things playing out on the legal side of things as far as this case goes overall. And he was named in the findings of fact. So, best case scenario, even though it's still not appropriate, him and Vince may have been texting back and forth between each other on like some off the clock stuff. And, some people are into cut cold stuff. So maybe they thought they were just shooting the shit off the clock and Vince presented it to him and like just laughing it off. Cause, at the end of the day, it's still, his elder and he laughed it off and just kind of ignored it. Never really met up with the person. And even though it might not be the most moral thing, but he didn't do anything wrong technically. That's like the best case scenario. Worst case scenario, he knew Vince was abusing his power and he was doing nefarious shit that he knew he wasn't supposed to be doing, and that happened. The truth is always somewhere in the middle. With that being said, we don't know how everything went down, and while this shit is still playing out, I say the safe side of things is just to not bring him back until everything is settled with this. But they brought him back, which I don't necessarily agree with. I don't know how you feel about this.
They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, when it
They
comes
don't
to
give a
women
fuck
or
how
black
you feel
people.
about anything. They are gonna do whatever the fuck they want to do. Triple H is on TV constantly. They want you to know that he was up there supporting Donald Trump. You know who else don't give a fuck about what you want? Donald Trump. He's gonna do whatever the fuck he wants to do. And there's gonna be a section of people that don't give a shit and that like it. God damn it.
Yeah,
fuck.
I mean, they're just telling you at the end of the day, they don't really give a fuck about women or black people, really. As much tributes of when they were rolling out, like he was some great all-American hero with no type of checkered past. And
Right. We'll praise
Man.
Hulk Hogan before we'll say Happy Black History Month.
Yeah, and from what they said, I didn't watch all the post-match stuff. They're saying that this is what John Cena wants, but still, at the end of the day, that's still no excuse while all of this litigation is still playing out. So I'm guessing you think this is just a one-off, or you think we still see part-timer Brock on occasion?
It's also like they just so happen this week to be like, we're not doing the press conferences after the show anymore. Like, they know they're wrong. And they know they're going to get questions about it. I don't know. It's like, how much can you continuously support a company that doesn't give a fuck about you? I like the wrestlers and all that. It's like Dallas Cowboys. I don't give a fuck about Jerry Jones. I like the Cowboys. That's my team. I like WWE. That's the wrestling I fucking grew up on after WCW folded. I don't give a fuck about Triple H, Nick Khan, Ari Emanuel, none of these motherfuckers. I like the wrestlers. But how can I continue to pay money to go see these motherfuckers when they're basically telling me, you don't mean shit? Like, you, women, anybody that's not a white Republican male, we don't give a fuck about. And I hate to put it like that, but that's how it feels.
Hey, welcome to my world of past basically 7 years. They're basically adopting the blueprint from UFC, because this is basically Dana White's how he's been moving since 2016, and his buddy got into place. And he out during the pandemic though. That was this one period like, oh, we don't want politics coming in sports, because they didn't want people to talk about the pandemic and not. But then as soon as that kind of glazed over, it was back to rolling Trump out during UFC fights. So this is
Isn't that odd? When it's equality, we don't want politics in our sports, but you can roll Trump out there and nobody says anything. Literally the president of the fucking free world. The most political person in the world. It's fine when he comes out there, but if you want equality, goddammit, that's too much. we don't take that shit out of here. We don't need that.
Yeah, equality is such a foreign concept, but I don't know. What do you think it would take for you to just say, fuck it, man, even though I know these wrestlers?
It's honestly getting close.
Really?
I find myself enjoying the show, and it's fun to watch, but then it's like a slap in the face. Like when I gotta watch a fucking 8-minute Hulk Hogan video.
Yeah. Every time it came on, I think I had to watch the SmackDown one live because I was watching it live, but I watched NXT and Raw on demand, so I skipped right through that shit when I watched it on demand. So.
You couldn't even put a BHM up there during February, but you do a 8-minute Hulk Hogan video.
Yeah, and apologists will justify it somehow.
And it's not even like Tessa Blanchard where somebody said she said something. Mm-hmm. We got this nigga on tape saying awful shit. And then he doubled back and said it again.
Yeah, I mean, people always warp the narrative the way they want it to be. Like you said, people are like, he's a born-again Christian and everybody makes mistakes. But you got Michael Vick, not to justify what he did with dogs, but he's actually worked with dog organization and he owns a dog, and he said he's just a good guy off the field, and people still want to condemn him. People care about animals more than they do black people. Go figure, right?
Today's Hulk Hogan's funeral. You know what? I'm going to turn over a new leaf. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Fuck Hulk Hogan.
I was waiting for it. All right, man.
In the words of Tony Schiavone, Hulk Hogan, You can go straight to hell.
Before we move on, we don't harp too much on it. People were complaining about AEW not doing enough. I thought that was more than they should have done, and I thought that was appropriate.
Enough. They banned the motherfucker because he's a racist cocksucker.
Yeah, but people were complaining that all they did was have Tony Schiavone come on. We might have talked about this on the preview show, but Tony Schiavone doing like a quick little line or two about it, and then moving on. First of all, he wasn't with the company. He never worked for the company. Only connection was TNT. People are weird, man. People don't give a fuck when it comes to black people. They don't care. That's what it boils down to.
In the words of my dog Tony Khan, fuck Hulk Hogan.
And Iron Sheik.
Iron Sheik was racist too, though.
Oh, he was?
Damn. Yeah.
Well,
it's heartbreaking.
Fuck all of them.
Heartbreaking, racist, right? It's like all the people. Man, I swear, if I ever hear a Sting using the hard R, I'm crashing the fuck out, EJ. Like,
nah. I think they say Hulk Hogan did that fake born again Christian. I think Sting really is like a man about his faith. From what we can see, who knows? Like you said, but
even before he was a born again Christian, people talked about how good of a person he was still. But if I ever hear anything racist about Sting, I don't know. Like, I might.
You crash out for real.
That shit just hurt my heart thinking about it just now. I don't know what I would do. The podcast would be over. I definitely wouldn't watch wrestling anymore. If I found out Sting was racist, ugh.
Oh, man. I don't think the Stinger would do that. Shut up, Sting.
I mean, he is kind of mean to me every time I see him.
Man, he's probably like the 300th person that he's seen that day.
Sting don't even smile in his pictures anymore. He's just like,
this motherfucker tired, man. He just want to sit down.
That big ass hillbilly beard he's got going on.
Yeah. That does trip me out seeing that, but
he's definitely put the Republican. Work in.
Oh, he is?
Definitely.
Well,
I mean, you can still be a Republican and be a nice person, though.
Yeah, I mean, even it's just how big of an asshole Trump has, been. Is that we consider some Republicans be assholes, but remember, in the times of Bush, me not allowed to agree with him, but we didn't. Our Republican friends assholes, just the person that's in office right now.
Bush was a dumbass, but he was like, that's our dumbass.
Yeah, exactly.
You can still support Bush even though he was fucking, I don't know. It's just shit's just gone haywire. Next thing you know, Joey Ryan's gonna be back wrestling again.
And what's the guy's name? I can't even remember the guy's name from AEW. The goth dude, Jimmy Havoc. Jimmy Havoc will be back too.
No, I was thinking of fucking dude that was in the Bullet Club, the Raven what was his name?
I know you talk.
He carried the umbrella.
I know you talking about. I can't remember his name on the top of my head, but I know exactly what you're talking about. He was in the New Japan version of it though.
That fucking guy. Yeah. Speaking of my dog Tony Khan, speaking of John Cena turning babyface out of nowhere, on a random episode, was it Collision or was it Dynamite? Shelton Benjamin officially kicks MJF out of the Hurt Syndicate. MVP's not there. Lashley's not there. It's not in front of the crowd. It was a backstage segment. And MJF is out of the Hurt Syndicate. Are you fucking shitting me?
It was weird, but was it Marty Scurll we were thinking about?
Marty Scurll, yeah. Marty Scurll. Marty Scurll.
Yeah, but as far as you think this might be a swerve, because it was kind of random with MJF just being kicked out like that. He said, "You gave me the fake, the Folex, and we got the shit off of Temu, and you're out." I don't know. It just happened all of a sudden, and it took months and months to build him getting into it, and they just kicked him out like that.
To do it backstage and not even do it in the ring is like, What are we doing?
So that's why I'm thinking. You don't think it might be a swerve?
I hope it is.
What if the Hurt Syndicate helped him when he cashed in or something like that?
I hope that's what it is, because right now, this is fucking stupid. Shelton Benjamin, one of my top 10 favorite wrestlers of all time, and I hate that he's involved in this right now.
But what would you want him to like build up tension, like the stereotypical storyline?
Yeah, give me something. Or do all that in the ring with Lashley and MVP there. Instead, Shelton was like, MVP so mad at you, he ain't even here. Lashley's so mad at you that he didn't want to come because he'd kill you. And I'm going to tell you, this Rolex is fake. So get the fuck out of here before I beat your ass. And that's it.
And I'm going to be a hypocrite again. I think sometimes you don't have to do the formulaic build up to kick somebody out. But like I said, I'm kind of hypocrite because the way they did it with Cena, I'm like, what the fuck? But I don't know.
At least Cena did it in the middle of the ring in front of people.
Yeah.
This is backstage in a fucking closet in a cheap ass. I like the building that they're in right now, but you can see marks all on the doors and shit when they close it. Like, this building's old as fuck. This is not a expensive building to be. Like, we could probably rent it and do a boot to the face show there with 3 people listening.
I get what you're saying. Apparently, it's historic though, a place in Chicago. But I digress. Yeah, I mean, like you said, the execution could have been done better. They could have did it in the middle of the ring, or like even I said, go against the grain. They could have done it some other unique way besides just doing it backstage like that. But I think it's a swerve, and if I'm not, then it's stupid.
I think another mistake AEW made was Athena.
Oh, you don't like her calling her shot?
No, I don't. She's not a babyface. Why would you do that?
Cause she's just a badass. She's like, I don't need to sneak up on you. I'll just beat your ass.
I don't like. And then it was announced, like, it wasn't an in-ring. Again, it wasn't an in-ring pro. They've been facing off in live promos. One's been up in the bird nest and one's been in the ring. Do that again. You know what, bitch? I'm tired of your shit. Forbidden Door. Me, you, I'm gonna beat that ass. Instead, it's a random graphic on Collision.
I thought she did say that she was gonna do it in England.
She did a backstage pre-tape promo.
And she said she was gonna beat her for England, right?
But again, it was a backstage pre-tape promo. And they've been facing off on the microphone every week. Just do it in the ring.
Yeah, that one doesn't bother me that much, them not doing it in the ring.
It bothers me because she's calling her shot and she's a heel.
Yeah, I mean, I think Bronson, what's the fucking Braun, what's the dude from the Y6? I can't even remember his name. So many goddamn Braun.
Braun Strowman?
Braun Strowman. Yeah, Braun Strowman. He called the shot as a heel and lost.
Exactly.
So, I think the writing's on the wall. I don't know. I'm not mad at somebody calling their shot. I don't know. Like, I guess it's just what you're, what you like better as far as like heel or face doing it. What's your flavor as far as doing that? But I don't know. I think sometimes it's not predictable, but like you want to switch it up and do different things. Even though this is only like at the year doing this, but we got evidence from WWE. It's always somebody doing it out of nowhere. So you're allowed to call your shot, and she's confident and feels like she could call her shot. So I'm not completely mad at it.
Hangman Adam Page retains the AEW World Heavyweight Championship against Jon Moxley.
Yeah, I thought the match was great, especially for being a TV match. But I thought it wasn't the main event, which is kind of weird. But retroactively looking back at it, the way they ended the show, I'm like, I guess I could understand, but I thought it was a little bit weird having it in the middle of the show, right?
It kind of gave away that nothing was going to happen, but it also kind of makes it real too, right? Like, this is a world title match. We don't want to have to go off the air at the end of it. So we're going to put this shit in the middle because we don't know how long it's going to go. These niggas might fight all night.
Yeah. The way they were going back at it, I'm like, are they really gonna actually have Moxley win this again? Because wasn't the Death Riders, they were banned, but they still came out somehow?
Marina Shafir.
Hey, she's probably benefited the most off the Death Riders situation. You just shake your head.
Shout out to Roderick Strong.
Yeah, having athletic times behind doors, right?
Remember House Party 3? You's a lucky man.
The one with Immature?
And Bernie Mac.
That's the one I watched probably the least.
He said, man, back in the day, your wife could suck the meanest. I know you know. You's a lucky man.
Hey, rest in peace to the Mac, man. But yeah, I mean...
Oh my God, House Party 3. What a train wreck.
Yeah.
Immature. What they changed their name to in real life?
IMX.
That wasn't B2K?
Nah, they had like Marcus Houston and Omarion were brothers. But
weren't they immature in real life though? Wasn't that their name?
Yeah, Marcus Houston's group was immature. He had like Romeo and the other dude, but B2K had nothing to do with immature.
Romeo and Rocky.
Friends. Yeah, just industry friends. But yeah, man. I mean, going back to the match and Hangman Retained, of course. They try to pivot to. I know you're not a big Darby fan, but Darby tried to kill Moxley, and I think that was Collision. And they're like interweaving the stories because he had Hangman come back out, MJF, and isn't it MJF and Briscoe coming up?
Yeah.
So I really don't know like direction they're going in. I don't know how you feel about it.
I'm not mad at not knowing.
Yeah, it's like they're kind of resetting and trying to get the next storylines going on. I think MJF cashes in. Unfortunately, I think Athena might fail. I mean, I hope I'm wrong.
I think they both fail.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You don't see MJF holding on until like next year and then cashing in?
I don't know. I don't see Hangman losing again until All In.
Until when?
All In.
Damn, you see him going wire to wire. Huh. How can you do that and still keep it interesting? I know ways you could do it, but I don't know if they'll execute it like that.
I mean, they did it with Cody.
Did they though? People were like kind of shitted on it besides the KO stuff.
He went mania to mania though.
Yeah, but it wasn't good. How could you make this good? I think like Stone Cold show you the blueprint. Just keep the guy a badass, have him do like crazy ass off-site shit, mix it up, break it up. But like you said, it wouldn't be technically wire to wire, but have him lose it and then win it right back. But I don't know. People don't want to do that. People want to have him have a traditional, him hold it for 365 days. I think a good way to break it up is have him have like a short loss against somebody, gain it right back, and then keep it moving. I don't know.
He worked.
Who am I? I'm not a booker.
He worked too hard to get it and just lose it randomly. I take Seth Rollins losing it quickly in getting it back over Hangman. Hangman went through hell and high water to get that belt.
But not like at Forbidden Door, but like Revolution. Like
In
Shane
March?
lost at Revolution.
I can see that.
And then
That's like 6 months from now.
Maybe even not like a World's End. That's
All
December.
Right, now you tripping.
That's what he got in July, August, September, October, November. That's 5 months.
At least
That's
give my
almost
dog to
5 years.
2026. You talking about taking the shit in December?
Literally, they do that like on New Year's Eve, basically, and then have them winning on like build up to like the rematch on whatever they call New Year's Dynamite.
Dynamite the next night, the next week.
Yeah, and then have them carry it to All In. Just mix it up. Like I think it's hard. It's hard. We talked about this before. It's hard to have a baby face. Keep it. Keep the spark alive and keep it interesting for a whole year. If they could do it and still have them hot, I'm for it. But it's just hard. I don't know.
Yeah. We'll see. I'll be tuned in. I gotta start paying extra attention to AEW since WWE don't give a fuck about me.
Yeah, exactly. Things come around. There's nothing saying that Triple H has to be hired forever.
Come on, Rock.
Exactly.
Triple H sucks, by the way. Like, his booking is trash.
It's questionable at times. I wouldn't say it's complete trash.
At times, it's awful.
Yeah, that whole Cena thing, like, what the fuck?
The end of Solo and Jacob.
I can't even remember how that went down.
Exactly.
Oh, man. Wrestling, right?
WJ, you got anything you want to add before we get up out of here?
Nah, man, it was a action-packed weekend. Glad to be back to discuss everything, and the world of wrestling keeps on ticking. So we'll be back next week, though, to discuss whatever happens in between now and then.
Shout out to all the listeners and all the people in the chat that were liking the show. Shout out to Fully Posable for always talking good about us. Shout out to Peopolis. Who else should we shout out today, EJ? I'm drawing a blank.
Shout out everybody. Shout out everybody, man.
Everybody. If you can hear this, shout out to you. But fight back, Nikki Bella. Get up off the ground and fight back. You can't let Becky do that to you. You're the longest reigning Divas champion ever. Get your ass up and fight back. For EJ Reed, for Nikki Bella, I'm Chris Rucker. This has been another episode of Boot to the Face. Jenna Bonoy! Peace!